I wanted to take a quick second to give you a few tips. Some of you are still struggling with what to write about in these comments related to your article, so I want to show you an example. This is the article I introduced you to in class this week, which can also be found in Actively Learn. In Actively Learn, you will see my thinking because I used comments and annotated the whole way through. Evaluated the source at the beginning. So if you need more in-depth help, please go to the Actively Learn and read my example. It will take reading and it will take time, but it will help you tremendously to see how your brain should be working as you're reading. But on your Padlet, I wanted to show you what you should include. You need a sentence or two evaluating the source. Remember, that's the currency, relevance, authority, accuracy, and purpose of the article. So my evaluation, I mentioned several of those things. It was published in 2019 by a PhD student who studies moral psychology in the magazine Psychology Today, which is a publication that's been around since 1967. The information is based on the author's research and expertise in the field. And now that I'm reading it, I notice I probably need to say the author uses this source to inform readers about the psychology, and I knew I spelled that wrong, behind the concept of cancel culture. So that's my evaluation, just a few sentences. Then my analysis should just be a brief recap of what the main point of the article is, what the author's argument may be, some surprising information you learn from it, and how it can be helpful. So here is my analysis. In this article, the author claims that people love cancel culture because we have natural human tendencies to tear others down in an effort to evaluate ourselves. When you read the article, you think it might highlight the benefits of cancel culture, but it actually explains why people like destroying others to benefit themselves, which is a much darker topic. Deciding to cancel someone builds a community among those who seek to destroy someone and reveals those who dare to think differently. This article helps me consider why some believe cancel culture is effective, not because they want the person to be better or want to address the person's mistakes, but because destroying someone else makes us look better. So that was kind of the shocking information that I learned from that article, and I mentioned how I can use it in my research, what the author is trying to say, what I was surprised by. So remember, analysis is breaking down a big piece into its smaller parts and looking at those smaller parts carefully. So notice, I didn't summarize the whole article. That's not needed. Analysis is much deeper than a summary. You don't just repeat what the author says, but you think about what the author says and offer your own thoughts on it. So for example, the author said, the author claimed this first sentence that I wrote right here, but what I realized is that it actually is talking about this, and I put my own perspective on the article here to say that was pretty dark. It was pretty scary to read the psychology behind this concept. So keep that in mind. Analysis is not summary. Summary tells me the basic information of what the source says. We don't need that. In 11th grade, we go beyond that. In 11th grade, we require you to think for yourself. So this writing should be your own thoughts about what you read. So I hope this helps. This is what you should have for each of your 10 sources. Also, some of you have asked, do we need to find 10 in addition to the one you had last week? And the answer is no. You only need 10 total, but you have to have the evaluation and analysis for each one of those. So if you didn't do this last week, which was not required of you, you need to go back to that source from last week and use it. I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any questions.